My name's Scott Neely. I've never been in politics in my entire life. I see the direction of the country. I don't like it. I see how the Republican Party has been operating. I haven't been liking that either. Based on what they're trying to do to the PCs, based on them trying to keep candidates like myself out of the media and news coverage, or keeping me out of speaking at certain LD events and things like that. It's disgraceful what's going on in this country right now. And I'm not affiliated with anybody in media or politics or anything like that. I've just been a small business owner, operating my concrete business for the last 17 years, minding my own business, paying attention to politics, watching news, yelling at the TV for a lot of years. My wife would always say, well, if you're going to yell at the TV, why don't you do something about it? It took me a lot of years to finally get the gumption to actually want to do something about it. I'm in that position right now. My son's graduating high school in 3 weeks, so I'm in a position now where I can step away from the business. My sons are trained in it, so they're gonna, my daughter and my wife are in the office portion of it. My sons are gonna step in with my son-in-laws and now run the business so I can focus. So 3 weeks from now, my total focus will be this election. I've been coming to as many events as I can come to, but I do work for a living every day. I'm not an elitist with lots of money, and I'm not a multi-millionaire or anything like that. So I actually gotta work every day, unlike all the other candidates that I'm having to compete against. And so it's been pretty tough. But 3 weeks from now, I'm gonna go full speed running. And I made the ballot. That was a miracle. Alistair Adele stepped down from her position. The Republican Party hired a bunch of people to come to this state and do petition collections, get petition signatures. I threw my paper, well, my daughter's idea that she devised was to throw our paper in with these people. We did. It worked. We got enough signatures, 10,457 of them. And we're on the ballot. We only needed 7,373 signatures. We got 10,457 with nobody knowing who I was. And all we did, our pitch was, I'm the Ron DeSantis of Arizona. That was our pitch. And everyone's like, what? This guy's like, Ron DeSantis? Okay, I'll sign. So that's how I was able to get the signatures. You know, I didn't say I'm the Donald Trump of Arizona because Kerry Lake is the Donald Trump of Arizona. I'm the Ron DeSantis of Arizona. So I'm a little bit different. But it's been a tough road. I didn't realize the Republican Party operated in the same way that the Democrat Party operates. It really disgusts me that they operate in these ways. It disgusts me that they keep me out of events. And it disgusts me that I send out press releases to the news organizations twice a week and get zero coverage from it. It's disheartening. I thought we lived in a free country all my life. That's what I assumed and that's what I thought. And I think maybe at some point we did, but maybe in the last 20 years we've lost that, just like we've lost the education system. And we've lost healthcare, we've lost social media, we've lost media. We didn't build social media, the liberals built social media. The reason they have full operational control of social media is because the liberals actually built social media. I've been involved with social media for years. I've been building websites for years. So even though I'm a meager concrete guy, and I finish concrete and I pump concrete, and I've been working on the board wall for 17 years, and I've been working for SRP and APS and Tucson Electric Power, and I'm the kind of guy they call if it's a tough job, because oftentimes the smart, dumb people, the ones with the educations, can't get the job done, so they call me to get it done. So I'm kind of a specialist, you would say, in my field and in my industry. In the last 5 years, I've started a new company where I sell concrete pumping equipment all over the United States. I travel all over the United States. I train these guys how to operate the equipment that I sell. The same equipment I've been operating for 17 years myself. I make them experts at the business. I teach them how to build their websites and do their online marketing so that they're successful when they make it in business. And I teach them how to do the social media stuff to market their business and whatnot. And then now I have an online e-commerce store I set up 2 years ago. So now I'm the Amazon essentially of concrete pumping supplies. Not the big boom pump concrete pumps. I don't deal with the big stuff. I'm talking the little trailer pumps. I'm middle class. I did under $2 million last year in sales. I don't do millions upon millions of dollars in sales. And as you know, $2 million in sales, you're not profiting $2 million. $2 million in sales, and you pay all your people and taxes and everything you have to pay, rent and everything else. I probably profited, I don't know, maybe like $200,000 last year or something like that. And of the $200,000, I've invested $117,000 of my money in my campaign over the last many months. I entered the race at Donald Trump's rally January 19th, and by a miracle, by April 4th, I had my signatures. By the grace of God, I'm in the race for Arizona governor. He put me in this race. I didn't put myself in it. I mean, I jumped in it, but he's actually the one who put me in it. Because once you make the ballot, you're in the race. Well, since I've made the ballot, there's been zero media coverage of me. Sadly. Last week, I had a guy named Anton from a radio show that I'd done, KFNX in Phoenix, with Bill Burr. So I had a radio show done with him. Well, Anton, who set me up with that radio show, and I did a great job with that radio show, by the way. Anton was so mad. He texted Samantha at like 6 in the morning. He goes, you know what? On the news, they reported at 6 a.m. AZ Family Channel 5 that there's only 3 Arizona governor candidates left in the race since Steve Gaynor has stepped out, and it's Matt Salmon, Karen Taylor Robson, and Kerry Lake. He goes, that's a lot. He goes, there's also Scott Neely, you, and there's also Tuliani Z, who's also a small business owner, just like you. You're grassroots, she's grassroots, and nobody wants to hear from either one of you. This is communism, in my opinion. This is straight up communism. We've gone past democratic socialism, and we've gone straight into democratic communism. And I know a lot of people love Kerry Lake. I got no problem with Kerry Lake. But the fact of the matter is the media slanted to get her elected. It's slanted to get her elected so that Marco Lopez will be her competitor. He will win. He's a small businessman. They're propping this man up to win. He'll be our next governor. If somebody like me doesn't get in there to take the guy down, somebody that can actually debate, has good ideas, and who can actually put words into action, not just talking points. My company's Action Concrete Company. I put words into action. I put my body into action. I nozzle shotcrete. I don't know if you guys know anything about shotcrete, but it's the shell of your swimming pool. I'm the nozzle man that shoots that shell of your swimming pool. I also shoot APS and SRP, Tucson Electric Power canals and things like that. I'm the guy who built over there in Marana the new outlet malls in Marana. You guys know where that's at? Okay, so there's a big FEMA channel that goes around it. It's a big old flood channel. It's a FEMA flood channel. I built that. I'm the one who built that. Like, I want to say that was the middle of the recession. Thank God, because that job saved me. Because Obama was running my business in the toilet. That job saved me. But that was one of my projects. These are the kind of projects I do. I do the tough projects that nobody else can get done. This is what I do. I even travel certain parts of the country to do certain projects too. I've done projects in California, Texas, Hawaii, New Mexico. I'm the go-to for a small line concrete pump guy if it's a specialty job that nobody else says can be done. If they say it can't be pumped 1,200 feet, that's not possible. I figure out a way to make it possible. That's the kind of thing I do. I have solutions for problems. I don't have problems for solutions. My solution to the border wall is let me finish the wall I've been working on for the last 17 years. I've physically been working on the wall for the last 17 years of my life, off and on. Often when Republicans are in, I'm working on it. Matters of fact, despite popular belief, I worked on the wall when Obama was president. Even he was building the wall. They don't talk about that, but I was working on the wall when Obama was president. Sad they don't talk about that, but that's a fact. I was there, I was working on it. During Obama, we were also expanding the Border Patrol sector's facilities. I built a big facility in Welton. I built one right by the military base here, the Air Force base here in town. That's the Tucson Sector Border Patrol headquarters for Southern Arizona. I built that. Obama was doing all kinds of expansions on facilities for Border Patrol and the wall and everything else. He's the one that built the cages, as we all know, that the kids were in that they blamed Trump for, but it was actually Obama who built them. Well, I'm the one that built the cages. I'm the guy. I was involved in concrete portions of some of that stuff. So I know what goes on. I know they're baloney, they're games. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. I've been dealing with Border Patrol agents for years, talking to them for years. I did a job 2 months ago in Douglas, and a customer of mine. And I didn't realize he was friends with Art Cueto, or he was cousins of Art Cueto. So this cousin of Art Cueto said, hey, you should get with Art Cueto. He has this TV show, this radio show, it's the Green Line or something like that. So he gives me his cell. I contact him. We talked briefly. It seemed like he didn't want to talk to me unless I made the ballot, so then I did make the ballot. And then I said, hey, I made the ballot, maybe you'd like to talk to me now. And he got angry at me because I said it, maybe I said it wrong, who knows, but I texted him something and he kind of responded back negatively. He hasn't let me on the show, but either way. His cousin told me about what's going on in Mexico. In Mexico right now, China's buying up property on the northern part of Mexico near our border. They're building manufacturing facilities all over northern Mexico. After Trump signed USMCA, China shifted to Mexico, so it's still Chinese made, it's just Chinese made in Mexico now. People probably don't know that either. It's something I only learned because I was pumping some concrete for a contractor, and he told me, this is what's going on. He used to be a Mexican citizen, but he immigrated here, he's an American citizen now. But these are the kind of things I see because I have a street view of what's going on in the world. All these elitists that I'm running against, that are all friends, that all attend all balls, galas, this, that, and the other for the last 20 years together. I've been involved in any of that. I don't go to these events and functions. I get up at 2, 3 in the morning and go to work for 20 hours that day. I don't have time for their galas and balls. I'm raising kids and I'm running businesses. Another thing. We've had a desalinization plant in Yuma for years. Most people don't know. But Ducey, Berry Lake, many people have said you should build a desalinization plant in Mexico. That is wrong. It is stupid. And I won't have any part of it. Doug Ducey's already allocated $80 million for that project into Mexico. I'm okay with that allocation of the $80 million because we can build a pipeline from the sea to Yuma. That pipeline will provide dirty salt water, and I don't even care if you poison it. Poison it all you want. Because when I get it to Yuma, I'm going to expand the current desalinization plant that's currently there. You guys didn't know that. We have a desalinization plant in Yuma. It's been there since 1992. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to retrofit it, we're going to modify it, and we're going to grow it. But that's going to be our desalinization plant. It's already there in existence today, where we're going to clean up the water. And I don't even care if they poison it or try to steal it. It's salt water anyway. Who cares? They're not going to steal it. It's salt water. And if they poison it, once we desalinize it, it's going to clean it up. So from Yuma, we can backwash it into the canal system, put the canal system in reverse, and suck the water to Phoenix through the canal system. Because you can suck the water forward or backwards. These are things that can be done. These are common sense solutions. These are solutions that save us money. And these are solutions that keep the Mexican government and the cartel out of our water supplies. But the problem is, other politicians want kickbacks from these people in Mexico, and that's why they want to build the crap in Mexico. The reason why we do foreign aid is so we can launder the crap back in our pocket over here. That's what these sons of bitches do. And I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely tired of it.
You're right on that because you're right on that. That's how they get their kickbacks is, oh, we're gonna help you.
Yeah.
Just like Hillary did to me.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm actually from Vietnam, and we are brainwashed to hate Americans. And what happened is when so many people are looking to either migrate to Australia or the U.S. in a refugee camp, they say, oh, well, if you go back, we'll send you $50 a month. That's more than enough for us to survive on, so we don't leave our country, right? And as we are known to do, is to go back. I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking to some friends that I've met that were told to go back to Vietnam to stay there, and the U.S. will cut a check to you for that. But you know what? None of it went to the people that were promised, because you send a check to these communist countries, Mexico, Chile, Vietnam, China. Well, we're not talking.
Mexico is communist. Most people don't know that.
Yeah. Mexico, Cuba, anywhere, you know. So, do you think any of it went to the people who were promised that money? No. They dispersed it among themselves and to their families. So that's why a lot of people believe that America is, you know, it's all words, nothing happened, you don't see the money. Because we're...
So they think we're not actually sending the money, that we're actually sending it because it's not getting to them.
Yeah, that's where it will never get to the people that was intended for.
Sounds like Social Security.
And here's another thing. When illegal aliens are here, or even non-illegal aliens that are here, even Filipinos, even Vietnamese, you name it, they're here, they're always sending money back to their family in the country that they come from. I've been to the Philippines, because years ago I dated a girl that was in the Philippines, and I flew there and I seen how things work. So, you got one family member here that's sending money back to the family there, and then the one that's here might be struggling just to make it, but they send $100 or $200 a month back there. Now you got a family of 25 living on American welfare on the back of that one family member that's here working their butt off and barely surviving. And then they encourage more of their people to come here and do the same thing and send it back so they can all sit there and live in poverty and welfare because they themselves don't want to work. It's just, it's a perpetual system of shit.
But actually, no.
Hold on. But
You have the know-how, you have the background, and you make a commitment to finish the wall.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Not only will I finish the wall, but if you look at my website and you look at my videos, I state that I will provide my equipment, the equipment I've used on that wall in the past. I will provide my crews. I will pay my employees, which is my family anyway. I will pay them Davis-Bacon wages to finish that wall, because that's what you have to get to be on the wall, working on the wall. And I will do that at no charge to the taxpayer. Huh? No, I just said I will do that at no charge to the taxpayer. I'm going to provide my equipment and my crews at zero charge. That way there's no nepotism. Zero charge to the taxpayer. And I'm going to, out of my pocket, pay for all the diesel fuel for the equipment. I'm going to pay for my employees, which is my family that works for me, $33 an hour Davis-Bacon wages, so that they can make great money on that wall. I don't mind taking money out of what I've got saved in order to do that. And it'll only take 2 months to finish the wall anyway. So if I have to spend 50, 60, 80 grand of my own money for my portion of what I have to do to finish the wall, which is the concrete pumping portion. I will pump the concrete out of the cement truck and the footings. That's my portion. I'm not telling you I'm buying all the cement. I'm not telling you I'm buying the steel, because I don't have billions or millions of dollars. I can't do that. But I can be the guy that provides the transportation of the cement to the footing, or the pilasters that are full of cement at no charge to the taxpayer, and I will still pay my family to be there working on the wall while I'm not charging to work on the wall. So that's not nepotism. That's believing in my country and believing what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is trying to protect my country against the drug industry, the trafficking industry of kids and women and children, the sex trafficking industry, and all this other crap that's going on. My daughter right there was almost kidnapped in high school. They would have taken her probably to Mexico, and she would have been a sex slave. American sex slaves are worth a lot of money in third world countries where you got dictators that'll pay a lot of money for my daughter. I'm so glad that they didn't get her. She's armed. She will shoot you, by the way.
Amen.
If anybody has a question, raise your hand, I'll give you the
I want to do questions. That's like my favorite part of this, but I want also to say one more thing I think we need to do, and it's with schooling. Can I do that real quick? Okay. So with schooling, the majority of the money goes to administrators, goes to the administrative state, essentially the deep state in the school system. You got people that make $500,000, $300,000 a year in each individual school district. In Mesa alone, we have multiple school districts, just in Mesa. There's too many of them. Mesa should have one school district, one premium administrator for the whole city. I don't care if it's a 500,000 person city. It only needs one administrative system to control that whole Mesa area. There should not be multiple administrative systems broken up into blocks that we're having to pay each system the same amount of money to manage the same amount of kids. We break that up, we close most of that down, we turn most of those administrative centers into tutoring centers. And then what we do is take most of the money that we can save and give it back to the teachers, the kids, and the classrooms where it really belongs. Which, by the way, will get the union teachers to want to support me as well, because then they're going to get more money in their pockets. Of course, the administrators are going to be totally against me, but I don't care. The Republican Party is totally against me. I don't care. If there was a good party to run with besides the Republican Party, I probably would, but there's not. So I had to run with the party that most aligns with my values, and the Republican Party most aligns with my personal values, and I believe in my values, but that doesn't mean that the people running the Republican Party believe in the values that are set by that party. I do believe in those values, but a lot of people running the party don't believe in those values. And these are the people I'm fighting against. Sadly, it shouldn't be that way. Now I'm ready for your question.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. These are issues that I hope you'll, if you're not already educated on, you'll become educated on, okay? So, I'm gonna start with, 36787. It's the Arizona statutes that allow Ducey to have the power to mask us and forcibly vaccinate us. And I don't know if you know.
Is that an emergency order?
Yeah, it's under the emergency orders, and 36787 allows him to go into homes with the National Guard if he wants to.
And
forcibly vaccinate us.
Yeah.
But not only that, gives control over all medications, your heart medication, your asthma medication, your blood pressure, your epilepsy medication, all of it.
Is that an executive order?
No, that
Or
was,
is it an actual law that he signed?
it's a law that was put into the Arizona code after the Patriot Act. So, I don't know if you know about.
Is it an ordinance?
It's Arizona statute, it's a
Oh, it's
statute.
a statute.
36,787, we're trying to get it rescinded. I want to know what you would do to help get 36,787 rescinded out of the legislature, and also, how would you have handled the pandemic situation differently?
I would have handled it like Christine O, exactly like Christine O. I would have given the choice to the people. I personally didn't walk around scared. I worked every single day during the pandemic. I watched the cities all be closed down. I'm driving all over Arizona to the reservations, working on the Navajo reservation, White Mountain reservation. I'm working all over the state. Nobody wanted to go on the Navajo reservation because too many people were dying there. I was there. I saw their hospitals. They were empty. People lied. Their hospitals on the Navajo reservation were empty. On the White Mountain reservation were empty. On the reservations in the Phoenix area were empty. Hell, the largest hospital in Mesa, Banner Desert, where my mother-in-law works, that damn place was empty. For an entire 2 years, it was empty. People were dying of cancer, and that place was empty. It was bullcrap. They were killing people. They were putting them on ventilators and murdering them because of paid. It's bullcrap. I'm tired of this crap. My uncle was in a Kingman hospital with COVID. He's 81. He's got cancer, colon cancer. He's been fighting for a few years. He's overweight and he still drinks. He shouldn't, but he does. So he ends up in the hospital, and within 6 days they wanted to put him on a ventilator, and he said no. He had his wife and kid come get him. He stole an oxygen tank. They said, well, your insurance doesn't cover that. He said, bill me, goddammit. I don't give a shit. Bill me, and send me the bill. No, I don't care if it's 10 grand. I'm taking this big old oxygen tank home with me, and I'm gonna live. And he did. He's still alive. And he still got cancer he's fighting, but he didn't die. If you put your health in the hands of other people, you're possibly going to let them kill you.
Okay, I have a separate question. I have a lot of different issues. I'm going to ask just one more. This is a big one. What can we do to take back Arizona land from the federal government?
That's a damn good question. I don't know the answer to that, but I know that the corrupt land deals have been going on in this state since the era. So everybody knows about Whitewater, the Clintons, the land deals, Whitewater, over in Arkansas or wherever the heck they came from the 90s. Well, during that same time, there was a savings and loan crisis here in Arizona, and the John McCain land deal over by Maricopa, the city of Maricopa, out that way where John Wayne used to own a lot of land, and cattle, where he used to have a cattle ranch out there. But anyway, there was a savings and loan debacle where a bunch of people were basically screwed out of their money, being sold land that didn't have water, didn't have value, whatever. It ended up collapsing all the savings and loans. John McCain got wealthy from it, but he didn't go to prison over it, just like the Clintons didn't go to prison over their land deals, Whitewater land deals that they did. I'm against corruption 100%. I don't know much about how the state trust land stuff works, but I do know that Karen Taylor Robson is involved with it, so is Doug Ducey, and I know that the Native Americans that I've been working with for years, who, the news, by the way, says the natives love John McCain, he's the best, right? That's what the news tells you, that the Native Americans around Arizona love John McCain, he's the best. I've been on the reservations for the many years I've been on them talking to these people, and part of the reason why I don't like John McCain is because I hear the truth from the people, the natives, that he worked state trust land deals where it stole their water rights and screwed them over and did all kinds of bad things. Heck, he even broke the U.S. Constitution and stole federal water rights on Bureau of Land Management land. So technically, the Fed should have came down on them, but they didn't, because the feds are probably getting paid off too.
I'm just gonna add, constitutionally,
Yeah.
the federal government has no right to own the property in our state. So I would like to see
Yeah.
word about how to take it back, and we can sell it off and get out of it.
I'm in for that. I would love to do that. I need more education on how all this works and how all the things they're doing are illegal. My friend, his name's Kurt. You guys just saw him on the news, K-Gun. He did an interview on the concrete shortage. Kurt, concrete done with love. He's my customer. I work with him a lot. But they gave him an interview, and he's not running for governor. They won't give me an interview or whatever. But anyway, they should have did the cement shortage interview with me, because I do cement too. But anyways, Kurt was working in those land deals that were going on with the Sierra Club and everything else over the last many years. And he has a lot of insight about how the land deals work. And I know a little bit about what Kurt was telling me, and it's similar to what you're telling me. I don't know the inner workings of it all, but I know Kurt's pissed off. And the Sierra Club didn't mind all these corrupt land deals being done because they were given 5,000 acres of protected land or something, so they were paid off with 5,000 acres of protected land, while all these other people got to run around selling all this land and all this water rights and stealing basically from us. Because this land's ours, it's not theirs to sell off. And then how can you sell certain sections of land when you don't even have water to supply that land, to build the millions of homes? Like by the Superstition Springs Mountains and Apache Junction, they're slated to build several million homes right there. How? We don't have the water supply for that. It's unbelievable. But that's part of why, oh, they divert